Hey, it's Alex with Lover Fighter Writer, and in this video I'm going to talk about freeCodeCamp. So this is going to be a little bit different than most of my reviews because normally when I'm reviewing a product, I'm recommending that you buy it, but in this case there's nothing to buy. freeCodeCamp is, as the name would suggest, completely free. I believe that their only source of income for this project is donations, which when you're on the website doing the courses, they do ask for donations with pop-ups once in a while, but that's fine. If you want to make a donation, you can. If you don't, you can just close it. And so I'm not an affiliate for this or anything like that. It's just something I've been using recently because I'm interested in learning code, specifically like web development, which is what this is all about. And I've taken a few different courses and not found them that helpful, and I find this freeCodeCamp very helpful. I really like the way that it is arranged, which is, they have a really awesome blog, which is just a bunch of, articles on different programming-related topics, but then they also have these series of tutorials here at freecodecamp.org/learn. And when you come here, you can see they've got all these free certifications, starting with the responsive web design certification and going all the way to coding interview prep, machine learning with Python, information security, and they've got a bunch in between. I'm currently still working on the responsive web design certification. I think I'm a little bit more than halfway through that. And I'm also working on the JavaScript and data structures certification. And I'm, I think, a little bit less than halfway through this one. And I'm planning on doing most of these. I might not do all of them, or I might skip some and then come back to them. They recommend, I think they do recommend that you do them in order. But I think I'm just much more interested in back-end development than front-end development. And I don't think that I need to learn everything about front-end development before I start learning back-end development. So I'm probably going to maybe skip one or two sections to get to the back-end development and API certification faster. So if you're wondering what I'm talking about right now, this is how websites are made and apps are made. This is the people, coders are the people that actually put together everything. If you use WordPress or you use something like ClickFunnels or GrooveFunnels or System, those are great platforms because you don't need to know how to code to use them, but those are built by programmers, by people who know code. And I've always been really interested in this, and I've tried to learn programming before, and I got a little progress, but then I kind of gave up on it because it's really hard. It's really complex stuff. But then I started again recently, and I started doing freeCodeCamp, and I'm really enjoying it because of the way it's set up. So just to show you, again, this is just freecodecamp.org/learn. And then I'll just go into the responsive web design certification, and it explains what it is. It talks about the courses, and then you can expand each of these courses, and within the courses is different units, and each unit is actually like a little mini challenge. And I think that's really what I find so appealing about it, is that it's just a series of problems to solve. So if I have to scroll down a bit, I'll go to the next one that I haven't done yet. Learn how Beezier curves work. So this is a CSS property, and so you can see on the left side here they've got all this information on what I need to learn, and then here they've got a block of code, and over here is the result of that code. It's a little animation created by CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's the code responsible for most of the appearance of most websites, like styles, colors, shapes, things like that. And you can actually make little moving shapes with CSS, which is what this is. And so basically I would just read all this, and then it's got this run the tests button. So at the end of the instructions, it has instructions about what to do, and you need to change this code or add something to it, or sometimes just take something away from it. and then once you finish making it, then you run the tests, and it'll give you a score. So or not a score, but it tells you how close to correct you were. So I run the tests now, it'll say, it tells me what I got wrong, basically. So it's really cool, it's really interactive, and it's a really great way to learn code, and it also happens to be absolutely free. There's literally nothing to buy here. The call to action just goes to /learn, which is where I just was. There's some information about the people who, I guess, run it. And here are the certifications again. And just down at the bottom, they've got a bunch of popular guides. And again, donations to this place are tax deductible. So if you get into it and you want to support it, then you can get a tax deduction for making the donation. For me, the front end stuff is a little bit more boring, and the back end stuff is a little bit more exciting. So front end is like the appearance of a website, or I guess the presentation of it, not just the appearance, but it's everything that happens like in your browser when you're looking at a website or an app. So it is what it looks like, it's what it sounds like, it's how it moves, it's how you interact with it, it's the user interface. And backend is like the database and the logic that powers it. So they're both really interesting, they're both really cool and very powerful. I just find backend development a little bit more exciting because it's where the functionality happens. It's where like you have functions that actually like accomplish a lot. Whereas with front end stuff, the most effects that you get really are things kind of like this, where you can make things look a certain way, you can make things do certain things, you can make little animations like this. But if you want to do something really significant, then you need the backend development, which is stuff like if you're familiar with WordPress, then I believe PHP is the backend language that WordPress hosting uses, and but that's I don't think that they teach PHP here. I think it's mostly like well, let's see, we'll go into it. Backend development certifications. Yeah, so it uses mostly Node.js, which is, I might be saying this wrong, but I think it's a library of JavaScript specifically designed for like the backend. And then you also learn how to work directly with databases, which WordPress is a really cool interface because it gives you easy front-end access to update and add things to your database. But if you want to get more advanced, if you want to really understand how online tools that you use work, or if you are interested in coding things, if you're interested in becoming a programmer, then this is the place to be to get started, I think. And I just wanted to make a quick video about this because I really want people who follow this channel to have the best resources for whatever they may want to accomplish. And so if what you want to accomplish has anything to do with learning this type of code, like web development, then I think that this is a great place to get started. Anyways, that's all I had to say about that. That is freecodecamp.org. Check it out, and I'll catch you in the next video.